Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. It's Monday night, it's 7:30. My name's Phil. If you're watching this live, welcome to the show. Get your views in, get your comments in. 2 wins over the last week. Burnley away, Leeds at home. Is that the season done? Is that job done? We can all relax now a little bit. Get your views in, let me know. I want your comments.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, good evening there. Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Follow us wherever you are at Leicester Fan TV. Chat with us, get your views in, get your comments in. Let us know what you think about Leicester at the moment. As ever, I can get all your comments on screen tonight. So we're going to try and get as many on there. But in return for me putting as many comments, good evening, Joe. Good evening, Nick. Hope you're well. For me putting the comments on screen, you guys do us a favour. If you're watching on Facebook, give us a like, give us a share. Let me know what you think and subscribe to us if you're on YouTube. Good evening, says Zab. Great end to the weekend, on to European success. Indeed, Zab. I think we can now give the Europa Conference League a real go on Thursday and a week on Thursday. As much to say, I don't know if you agree or not, but I would put out, if you're going to rest any players, rest them away at Arsenal. Do you agree with that or not? Neil, good evening to you. Hope you're well. Karen, hope you're well. Matty Bond, good evening. Got that winning feeling. We sat here last Monday, didn't we, about this same time going, how many points do you think you get? I think I said I thought we'd get 4 and I'd be more than happy with 4. I'm chuffed to bits with 6. Chris says 2 clean sheets. Who cares? 2 wins. Who cares? 6 points. Who cares? It's all about the future. Wesley Fofana has signed. Indeed, he has, Chris. That was a great bit of news. Huge contract, or Fofana new contract is huge, says Hitesh. Indeed, it is till 2027. Is that right? So that's, goodness me, that's 5 years away. Ross, good evening. Lewis, good evening. Never in any doubt. Get out, Lewis. You never sat here last week. A lot of you were saying 6. Were you one of those who predicted 6? Good evening, Wayne. Hope you're well. Good wins there, Wayne. Councillor, sir, great result on Saturday. Listen, it was a great result. I think you're spot on there. It was a great result. I'm not going to get critical because it was, for me, the last 2 games were all about the points. That's what we needed. But if I was a Leeds fan, and I'm being honest, I always like to come away from a match being honest. If I was a Leeds fan after that game, I would have felt like we were maybe robbed a little bit. Do you think we got away with it on Saturday? And how will that react for the Rennes game this Thursday? Andrew, good evening. Jono, good evening. Ken, not a great performance at times. This is Ken, I agree, but a win is a win. Thursday, 2-1 to Leicester. Indeed, Carlos wants to talk about Fofana. Well, Carlos, what do you want to say? Wesley Fofana, there was hints and rumours that he might be off in the summer. If he was still to go in the summer, which I don't think he will now. I don't think he will this summer. But surely that's going to whack a massive price tag on him. Listen, I don't know if you watched £85 million worth of Harry Maguire look an absolute donkey in the Manchester derby yesterday. But if Harry Maguire's worth 85 million, God knows what Wesley Fofana will be worth. Rudy, hope you're well, sir. Looking great in your profile pic there. Vaughan says, I think with a good run of wins, we can get top 6 if results are going to go away. Well, Vaughan, that was going to be one of my questions. For me, I think the Premier League season is safe now. I think they were 2 massive wins, 6 points. We've got a game at least in hand on most teams. I honestly feel the league is safe. I'm not sure. Listen, a good run, like Vaughan says, and maybe we could push on up the table. But I think the Premier League season is safe. I really want to see us have a massive, massive go at the Europa Conference game against Rennes on Thursday. I want to see the first team out there. I want to see us guns blazing. And a big win, because they're not an easy team. A big win. Andy says, should have won that game. Andy, which game are you talking about there? Good evening. Rebecca, good evening. Hope you're well. Jono says, I said last week we should get 6 points. We got them. Even Jamie's talking about Brendan in now. Yeah, well, all those fickle fans who wanted Brendan out. I always said I backed him, but I still say sometimes his tactics. Although, let's give him credit. Saturday, the tactics paid off. He made the changes. Nacho. Oh, let's see a little bit more of Iheanacho. Do you want to talk about Iheanacho with me tonight? Doesn't he? He reminds me so much, I've said it before, Okazaki. And even Ulloa, there were these players who don't get all the credit, but Nacho, because Vardy was done. I don't know if Vardy's injured or not, but he looked, we watched him, he was doing a bit of hobbling around. He looked gone at 5 minutes into the second half, about the 50th minute. So absolutely the right choice to take him off. Neil says, great news for Farner's committed. May well help to keep other players in there. Well, James Justin has already signed as well, and has Ricardo Pereira. So 3 big signings there. Reedy says he's Mr. Positive is here. Don't worry. Wayne says over the moon with 6 points. Absolutely. Are you going to Wren's on Thursday? Yes, Joe, I am. Thank you for your question. I must admit, I've forgotten to get my tickets. So I got season tickets and I forgot to order the tickets, and I suddenly thought, oh. So I went on this morning. There are still tickets available. Come on, Leicester fans, get behind Leicester. This needs to be a massive game on Thursday. I want everybody. We need the King Power full. I don't want to hear any excuses. It's 15 quid, I think, for an adult, and 10 quid for under 18s or whatever. If you haven't got a season ticket, got to get to Premier League games. What better than a last 16 game in the Europa League? Come on, Leicester fans, let's get down there. We shouldn't. Some of us have took the mickey out of Man City and people like that not be able to fill their stadium, but come on, 32,000. We've got to fill it on Thursday. So I want you to make sure that you tell all your Leicester mates to get down there. We shouldn't be like this. We shouldn't have this many tickets left. Andrew saying, I don't care how we play. It's all about getting points now. Totally agree. On Saturday, I totally agree with you, Andrew. I thought Leeds were probably the better team, if I'm being honest. They certainly created more of the chances, Andrew. They certainly created more chances, not many on target. And Casper, possibly, was man of the match. Who was your man of the match? Was it Casper? For me, it was Kieran Dewsbury Hall. We can talk about Kieran Dewsbury Hall if you like. Councillor says, agree, Phil. Leeds deserved a draw for sure. I honestly, if I was a Leeds fan, I'd be out of there. Going out. Yes, Paul, absolutely great news. Carlos, Leeds. Yeah, I'm glad you all saw it as well, because, you know, I'm excited that we got the 6 points, because for me, that is the season safe now. Whatever we go on now in the last, how many other games? There's about, have we got 13 games left? Something like that. Let's see where it will go. But 33 points now. The season is safe and we can see where we can go. Jono says, evening, really get your positive hat on. You're having your little side chats again. I have to see which ones are going on there. Joe, Rennes will be very tough. That's why we need a packed King Power Stadium. Come on. We don't get to Europe every year by a long way. I know we've been a bit lucky the last 5 years with Champions League and Europa League and now the Europa Conference League. We are lucky. Who knows? We may not qualify for Europe this season. We may have no European competition next year. Face it, fans. That is what may happen. So get down to the King Power on Thursday. Let's fill it. We've got to fill it for this game. We've got to fill it. It'll be tough. We need to take a lead, and a healthy lead, away, if you ask me. Simon Neal says, thought we were the better team in the first half. I agree. We had a great 20-30 minute spell, Simon. We did, and played some good football. But I think overall, I would have just given it to Leeds, if I'm honest. Renee, good evening to you. Get your views in, Renee. Listen, I know not everybody can get to the match on Thursday. Might live too far away. Might not have enough money. I get it. But if you can, 15 quid. Get down there. Come on, support the lads. Dave says, I'll take any type of win at the moment. I agree with you on that. Harry Who says, somebody in the Facebook group. He was rubbish yesterday, honestly. And they looked lazy. It reminded me a bit of Leicester away at Forest. Trust me. I'm not going to say too much because of that game. Talking of which, Forest are playing tonight. Huddersfield, aren't they, in the FA Cup? Shan't be watching that. Fofana, contract news is arguably the best news of the season. I agree in there. Wayne says Harry looks shocking, more like 85 pence. So many comments coming in. Keep getting these comments coming in. I'm trying to keep up with them. If Maguire is worth 85 million, Vestergaard is worth 60 million. Go on, Man United, sign him in the summer. Could be pants down part 2. Yeah, it takes. If Man U want to come and give 60 million for Vestergaard, we'd probably let that go. Andy says a lot of the lead shots ended up in Welford Road. They must do. Karen, and now listen, I agree with Karen. I said this at the match on Saturday. I said this. If you ask me, I've said it quite openly, for me, Kasper Schmeichel is a great player, a legend at Leicester City. Fantastic. Kept us in the game again on Saturday. But for me, and Kasper does show captain material, but he's just so far back from everybody. They can't hear him half the time. Kieran Dewsbury Hall on Saturday. I've been saying it for years. Where's the next Robbie Savage, Ali Mockland, Steve Walsh? Where's the next leader? I'm seeing it in Kieran Dewsbury Hall. I see passion, I see fight, and when I see it, he does it at the right times as well. When we are needing that big crunching tackle, Kieran Dewsbury Hall did one on Saturday, a big tackle. Didn't get a yellow card. I think it might have been a foul, but he took in a big tackle, won the ball. I think it wasn't a foul, and the crowd, it honestly lifted the crowd. Do you remember Do you remember that incident on Saturday? And the minute he did that, I went, "That's what we need." He is captain material. I agree with you, Karen. In there, Daniel says, "KDH, I'll be offering him a new long-term contract." I do. I see more future, and you lot might shoot me for this. You lot might not like it, but I see more future with Kieran Dewsbury Hall than I do with Tielemans and Maddison. Long term, I really do. He's a Leicester lad, Shepshed. He wears. We talked about playing with that, play with the pride on your badge. Kieran Dewsbury Hall does do that, and I think he's got the quality to go with it. I honestly think he's got a longer. I see more future with Kieran Dewsbury Hall than Youri Tielemans, who, don't want to say it, but he had a bad game on Saturday. Youri Tielemans had a bad game. Hitesh says we need a packed house on Thursday night and kill the tie off at KP. Absolutely true. Wrens have a great home record. They do. Neil says if Leeds had a Jamie Vardy, they would have won. We desperately need a goal scorer. Leeds deserve something from the game on Saturday, but think back to our loss against Wolves. We lost and deserve something from that game. Yes, Frankie, I think you're right. KDH is awesome, says Paul. Neil, I agree. We're learning how to win ugly, and it's great to see West signing a new 5-year deal. Good signs in there. Hitesh is saying 100% on Wrens. 100 shots by Leeds, but not one goal. Ultimately, we outplayed them, says Keith. I think, like you say, you could see why they are down near the bottom of their league, can't you? Because they couldn't finish. Michael says, if the board was more ambitious, we'd be filling a 40,000. Well, we've got ground expansions coming. I know it's the Europa Conference League. It's European football against a reasonable quality French side. I think they were, last time I checked, 4th or 5th in the French league. They're not bad. You know, they're a similar probably size to Leicester. They've got a 30,000 stadium. By the way, why have we only got 1,300 tickets to the away leg of that? Doesn't feel enough for a... I'm sure we could take more than that. Do you agree with that? Patrick, good evening, sir. Hope you're well. No European competition means Saturday 3 p.m. games. How many we had this season? Well, I'd rather have the messed around games, Patrick, and be back in Europe next season. And probably our best route back into Europe next season is winning the Europa Conference League. So get down the King Power on Thursday if you can. Dorco says, can't remember 19 shots unless they count goal kicks and shots. They had a lot of shots. Not so many on target, but they had a lot of shots. Who do we play on Saturday or Sunday? We play Arsenal away on Sunday, and that was my question. Nobody's really answered it. Would you put out your B team, or would you... I guess the question is, best team against Rennes or Arsenal? Which is your higher priority game this week? For me, it's the Rennes home game, less so the Arsenal game. We never win there, very rarely. I know we did last year, but rarely. And then away again at Rennes. They're the two games either sides of Arsenal now. We should do it. Reedy says, Youri was awful against Leeds. He wasn't good, Reedy, was he? I'm not being funny. Stuff Leicester, support Forest. Good evening. Welcome, our resident Forest fan. It's nice. It's nice to have a Forest fan rather be watching Leicester Fan TV than watching his own team lose, hopefully, to Huddersfield tonight. Tripod Onion says, 70 miles trip and back to the King Power Thursday. Can't wait. That is great. Great effort, that is. Yes, I know what you mean. Reminds you of a young Brian Robson. I definitely see big things on him. Good evening, Gray. How are you doing? Gray, I've not forgot. I'm going to try and meet up with you this week. Gray won his prize. Won the Youri Tielemans drawing the other night. Well done. Wayne says, Karen spot on. Kieran Dewsbury Hall definitely captain in there. Forest have scored. Oh, my gosh. Got a funny feeling Forest could go quite deep into the FA Cup. I know they got Liverpool next, but what do you think in there? More aggression v Leeds. Much better performance. Like I said to you on the steps. Yes, I had a little chat with Joanna. She stopped on her way back up. No complaints about the defence on Saturday. Talking coming up from the steps. Saturday. So you watch a whole game and there's one goal, isn't there? There's one goal in the whole game. Do you know where I was when that goal went in? I took my nephew to the toilet. He's only 6. Shout out to Noah. He won't be watching because he'll be in bed. Needed a toilet, as did his uncle Phil. Come on then, let's whip down. There's no signs of a goal. And you know, he was messing around in that toilet. I was like, just get on with it, mate. Have your toilet and let's get back out. I was holding the toilet door because he had to go to the cubicle. Typical, like. And then you hear that roar. Have you ever missed a goal? When was it? Can you remember? There it was. I heard. You know, there's always a cheer. There's always this. Oh, go on, go on. And I could hear it coming. I'm like, well, we're going to score, and then we did, and I missed it. Anyway, I didn't mind because we'd scored. I always remember when I used to sit in the East Stand as a kid. There was always a bloke sat in front of us, and he always used to get up when it was a crap game or boring or we needed a goal. Whenever we needed a goal, he used to stand up and proudly announce to everybody. He says, I'm going to go and get us a goal now. They'll score when I'm not here. I think it did actually happen a couple of times. But yeah, I don't mind being the lucky charm that was in the toilets while we scored on Saturday. Have you ever missed a goal? That's the question I guess I'm getting onto. What's the contract situations with the content team and extensions you want to announce? I'm still reviewing yours, Jack, mate. Still reviewing yours. Jury's out. Only joking. Keith saying offside. Oh, was it? You talking, Keith? You're talking about the Forest game? I don't know. Tielemans has had a bad season, to be fair. Yes, Nick, I think so. I think so. Kieran Dewsbury Hall, great passion, effort, and fight, but still missing a little quality at times. But will be a great captain for us in 2 to 3 years' time. I think, like somebody said about Brian Robson, I think he's not quite. I don't know. I would definitely. I think he shows passion and fight and enough quality to be big in there. I do think he is in there. And Neil saying we need a leader general in central midfield like Roy Keane. I think Kieran Dewsbury Hall shows signs of that. Neil, I really do. When I was in there, Neil says KDH is making rapid improvement with playing matches. You've got to remember, it wasn't even in the side at the start of the season. Wasn't even in the side at the start of the season. So he's grabbed his chance and got in there. Really saying Forest are losing. Roy's backing that up. Neil's backing that up. That'll shut him up. Where are you, Forest fan? Where are you? Where are you? He's gone quiet. Bless. I can't rib him. I can't rib him because we did that bad away against them. Patrick says play Vardy against Arsenal. No, I think you've got to play Vardy against Rennes, if I'm honest. I honestly think you've got to do that. Ian agrees. Full strength against Rennes. Honestly, Rennes, Jono saying Rennes is bigger than Arsenal. All in it for the Europa Conference. Kenny says best team in both. Which Neil is saying you put the strongest team out from now till the end of the season if you can. I guess I think you can, but thought Cags had a good game, which was well overdue. Rebecca, you're right. Cags did have a good game, but I tell you, had a better game. And again, we've been saying it for a little while. Daniel Amate, again, just Kagler Soyuncu has better games when he has somebody who plays really well next to him. And I think they make so. Daniel Amate, again, had a great game, I thought, on Saturday. Patrick, I didn't know Franco Farrell has passed away recently. RIP to him. I didn't know that. Ex-Leicester from way back. Kenny saying start Daka and Nacho against Rennes, start Vardy against Arsenal. Do you agree with Kenny? That's the second one who said that. Have Vardy. Patrick said have Vardy against Arsenal. I would start Nacho and Vardy on Thursday against Rennes. Honestly, I would do. Jono says Yuri wasn't great on Saturday. I'm hoping he's saving himself for Rennes. Cags is getting back to form, backing up what was said earlier. Good evening, Nick. Great news for Fofana, following Pereira signing as well last week, slowly getting the team back together. Yeah, good signs. I can't see Yuri signing, but again, he looks like he wants to be on the way out now. He looks like he's cruising, which is fine. Thanks, Ivan, mate. Yeah, nephew took the old man to the toilet, really. Yeah, he was looking after me. It was. I told the story the wrong way around. He was really saying to me, come on, get on with it, Uncle Phil. Get on with it. He wasn't. Oh, my gosh, Archie, we're going to lose on Thursday. Archie, come on. We've just had 6 points on the trot. Let's have a little bit of optimism. I fancy us against Rennes on Thursday, but we must win it. We've got to win, and I'd like to see us take a couple of goals, games to him there. I think 7+ players will go in the summer. I think there will be a bit of a clear out. There definitely will. I think Maddison might go. Honestly, Kieran Dewsbury is player of the season so far. I would argue with you, Jono, on that and say I think Daniel Amarty's probably player of the season. Who are you backing? Are you backing me with Daniel Amarty or John O'Towers with Kieran Dewsbury? Let's hope they both carry on having big games. Miss Hoot's first goal at the Etihad when we beat them 3-1 because I was in the park. It always happens, doesn't it? You just know it always happens. Trust me, when we went to Forest away the other week, I went to the toilet about 5 times just hoping. Well, I was hoping I'd missed one of their goals and hopefully we would get one. And did he sign a new Leicester City contract, says Jack, would be good. Burnley away 2 seasons back, Nick for a slash at 40 minutes, stood at the trough, started with Barnes scored. Yeah, well, I missed Barnes on Saturday on there. Joe says Rennes will be a hard game. It will be. Honestly, I know it will be hard, but it will be a lot harder at their stadium with only 1,300 Leicester fans there. Why not Daco? Why not Daka or Nacho played Arsenal? Says Rene. Interesting. It's going to be difficult to know who you are in there. Jason says, Rennes are a massive team. We will need a minimum 2 goals up going away, as a draw would be really difficult to go through. Jason, I totally agree with you. I would like to see us, I think, if we're talking score predictions, which we're not far off getting your score predictions in for Thursday, I'm going to go for a 3-1 Leicester. That's what I want it to be. I'm not saying it's going to be that. That is my big hope for it. 3-1 in there. Fofana, hopeful for minutes on Thursday. I'm not, Chris, I wouldn't chuck him in, to be fair. I wouldn't chuck him in against Rennes. I'd let him, I'd take it steady. I thought Vardy looked a bit injured on Saturday. I thought he took a knock. He definitely wasn't 90 minutes fit, put it that way. The counsellor says Amarty was man of the match, Barnes and Albrighton, superb. That's interesting. Do you know what? I had a chat with somebody about Mark Albrighton. You know, I'm Mark Albrighton's #1 fan. Think he is amazing. I don't think he had his best game ever on Saturday, if I'm honest. I don't think he was his best in there. No Amarty, no Aparty. Jack trying to make a funny one there. Jamie from the Fox's Arms is here. Welcome, the famous Aftermath show on every Sunday. Jamie, you've missed nothing. It's just me been talking rubbish all night, which nobody can be bothered with. One challenge when Sonko flattened one of the Leeds players was the old Sonko, and that got the crowd going. There were signs of us being back in that match, wasn't there, Neil? There was signs. Let us rest Vardy, says Rene, against Rennes in the second leg. Yeah, I agree. It's Thursday, we've got to go for it. Kieran Dewsbury, I keep saying Kieran as well. That's bad. It's Kiernan. Will be better than Yuri in a couple of years or before. I think I'm more excited about where he could go in there. Hitesh is saying there was news Lee Congerton has left. I believe he has left. He's gone somewhere. Has he gone somewhere in America? I'm not sure about that. Let me know if you can. Michael says, put the best side out you've got for any match. That's a Bill Shankly, isn't it? I think. I don't believe in resting players except if they're on the way back to fitness. Yes, I agree, but I think yes, I hear what you're saying. Go for it every week, but I just think if you are, I think that's in a modern day where you're playing on a Thursday night. Don't forget, we're playing Thursday night and then we're playing Sunday. There's literally 2 days rest in between, and then we're back to France the following Thursday. That's quite intensive. 3 games in. You've got to think 8 days. The Thursday to the following Thursday. I think you do have to rest some players and mix it up a little bit now, Michael, if I'm honest. Kenny says, Cags gets a lot of bad press because he's normally left to defend on his own. Amarty has stepped up and helped the last half dozen games. I think Amarty's been decent most of the season. Neil is saying Amarty's been the better player this season because KDH hasn't played enough games to qualify for a player of the season. But Andy springs it back the other way. Yes, Amarty can do a ropey. He certainly did a ropey again away at Forest where he did that pass back. But I think both have done well. Ivan, are you trying to get me going? I've been saying you can watch videos from last summer. You watch videos from the summer before. I keep saying let's buy Mitrovic, and look at him. Look at him scoring all those goals in the championships. Honestly, I think we should have had him. I'd have rather spent. And now you can have me on this or not. We saw what Jamie Vardy did against Burnley in that 20 minutes. And to be fair, I saw what Jamie Vardy did in the 30 or 40 minutes of the first half before he looked too tired. Having Jamie Vardy back has just shown us, Ivan and everybody else, having Vardy back has just shown me how off the boil Patson Daka is, if I'm being honest. There, I've said it. I don't mind. I'll say it. I don't think Patson Daka's looked all that this season, and he's had a massive opportunity to shine with Vardy being injured. And I think the minute that Jamie Vardy's back, you go, wow, now that's a class player. Jamie Vardy looks like a player you'd pay 30, 40, 50, 60 million pounds for. Patson Daka, and I know some of you are going to say he's young. And the other thing is, I know some people will say, oh, look, it took Jamie Vardy a season or so to get going. So I'm not having a go at Patson Daka, but I did say Mitrovic last summer, and I did say Mitrovic the summer before, and in the January. He scores goals, and he scores goals in the Championship, some of you will say, but he scores goals in the Premier League as well. I just think we could have gone for that. But anyway, Ivan, well played, sir. You got me going on Mitrovic. I noticed Albrighton was open on the right quite a lot. He was. They only seemed to play down the middle all right. There was lots of opportunities missed by not passing the pitch over to him. You could be right there, Joanna. If Maddis keeps his form up, Champions League club will come in for him. And he would go in, I think. I think he would go. I could imagine him going to Arsenal, to be fair. Yes, Amanda, I'm very pleased that little Wes, has signed that new contract. That is very good. Archie is agreeing with me. I think I know a lot of you love Patson Daka, but honestly, I'm gonna be kind and say the jury is out for me. I'm definitely prepared to give him a lot more time, but I think just seeing Jamie Vardy back in the side, wow, what a difference we look like with Jamie Vardy in there. And I think Jamie Vardy's not going to be around for all that much longer without injuries and obviously his age catching up. I think Ndidi and Yuri are both cruising, in my opinion. I would see them both going in the summer. You see Ndidi going as well, Jono. That will be interesting. Andy, do you know what? I'm no stato, but I actually think away goals don't count anymore. Let me know if I'm right or wrong, anybody in there. Kenny says Daka has form in Europe. Vardy has form v top 6 sides. It's a good shout in there. Thank you. Congerton has gone to Atalanta, says Reedy, says Hitesh, says Rob, says Ian. Thank you for all that confirmations in there. Archie says Daka is terrible. Rebecca is saying, I agree, Phil. Don't rate Daka. Sorry. I hate to say it. I'm not seeing it with him at the moment in there. I don't want to jump on his case, but he's just had a massive chance with Jamie Vardy being out, and I don't think he is in there. Daka needs Kelechi and Nacho. Vardy looks better with... Yes, I agree. Totally agree. I would have Kelechi and Nacho in there with either Vardy or Nacho. I'd play two up top, but it doesn't really fit the way we play down the rest of the game. But I'd feel so sorry for Nacho. I wouldn't be surprised if Nacho wants to leave us in the summer because Andy said Nacho should be sold in the summer. I don't want Nacho to go. I want him to see him play a lot more because I really like the guy. But I wouldn't be surprised if someone did come in for him and he went because he just doesn't get enough game time at Leicester. Daka doesn't create the space or make the runs like Vards. Keith, I think you've summed it up there perfectly, mate. Honestly, I think you're absolutely spot on in there. Daka is in double figures for goals, says Kenny, trying to put a bit of the other balance to it there. Derek, yeah, I agree. Most strikers prefer somebody to form in there. I'm not getting into Mitrovic conversation. I agree. It doesn't. But check his Premier League. I think the last time he was in the Premier League council, he did score 12 or 14 Premier League goals. So Nick, I think he is. But you could be right. He could be the best Championship player. Neil says, feel sorry for Nacho, as he was our top goal scorer last season. So why doesn't... Yes, I agree, Neil. And whenever he plays, he seems to make the team better. As soon as he came on Saturday, we looked better. Nacho is, I agree, better than Daka, but why does he not get the game time? You could be right, Hitesh. Maybe we don't play to Daka's strengths, but we don't play to Jamie Vardy's strengths either, because he likes it over the top. Ross, don't worry, he's been working. No, they don't count as away goals. Thanks, Ross. I didn't think they did. Dorco, you're right. Vardy was pretty poor to start with, but we stuck with him. Away goals means nothing. Thank you, Jamie. I knew Stato would know that in. Ross, yeah, hopefully Daka will shine it in his second season. I'm prepared to keep him going in there. Forest have scored. It's 1-1. Oh dear, what a way to end the show. Forest 1-1. Before we go, listen, we've got 30 seconds left. Score predictions, please, for Saturday. Don't forget, well, you know we always give away Peter's Pizzas. So hard to say. Peter's Pizzas. So I want your score predictions. Who will be the first goal scorer and what will the correct final score be? Please put in the comments now. Let me know who you think it is going to be, and you could be in there to win some pizza from our pals at Peter's Pizzas. Don't forget, follow us wherever you are at Leicester Fan TV. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Give us a like and a share. Let's get these final score predictions on there. I said I'm going to go for 3-1 for Leicester against Rennes. Puerto Deserte saying 3-1 to Rennes. Gav is saying 2-2. The council is saying 3-1. We beat Rennes. Vards, Daka and Yuri to score. Barnes 2-1. Oh, excuse me. Says Rob. Tommy saying 1-1. Wouldn't be good enough, Tommy. I don't think a draw. I think we have to win. Chris is going 2-1. Bradders is going 2-1 or 2-2. Rennes will be tough. Oh, sorry. Andy's going 1-1. Rennes will be tough. 2-1 to Leicester. Rebecca's going 2-1. Andrew is saying 1-0. Sorry about that. John O is saying 3-1 on Thursday, 1-1 on Saturday at Marty v Arsenal. 3-2, just. Thanks, Ivan. Nice to see some positivity, Ivan. Good old. Andy's saying 2-0. Archie's going 2-1 to Rennes, but Kieran Juice Wheel to score for you. Rene is saying 3-1 to Leicester. 1-0 and another clean sheet for us, says Da Captain. 3-1 to Leicester, says Ben. 2-1 to the Foxes, says Charlie. Dorco's going 3-0, no problem. Like your positivity. Derek is saying 1-1. Paul is going for 2-1. Vardy to score first. Smigster, the Smigster, says 3-1 to Leicester. Well, Smigster, if you say 3-1, that's the same as me. That's a pretty much great way to end it, although Jason's just got the last comment in there, I think. Well done. 2-2 on Thursday, and we'll win away. Doing it the hard way, says Jason. Get your views in, get your comments in every night with Leicester Fan TV. Wednesday night, looking right forward to the Rennes game, is Jack. He'll be live at 7:30. So you can get your comments in with Jack then at 7:30. On Thursday night, we will be live down from the game. Of course, those of us who are getting down there. I will be down there. I think Reed is down there. Jake's down there. Sam's down there. I think even Jamie was trying to get across from the Foxes Arms, which is good. Passionate. If you haven't bought your tickets now, if you can find the money, get down there. Come on, we need a full King Power. Let's make the King Power rock on Thursday night. It's our biggest chance of the season to get some silverware and to get back into Europe. So thanks for everybody. I'll see you at the game.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.